What would you do if the two people you trusted most were hiding something so dark it could unravel your entire world? I thought I knew Ethan, my fiancé, the man whose smile could light up my darkest days. I thought I knew my brother, Caleb, the one who'd always been my rock, my confidant. But one rainy evening, as I stood in the hallway of our cozy apartment, their hushed voices drifted through the cracked door of the study. Words like, "She can't know," and "It's too late," sliced through the air, sharp and heavy. My heart thudded, but I froze, clutching the grocery bags I hadn't yet set down. I should have burst in, demanded answers. Instead, I slipped away, silent, and decided to play dumb. Ethan and I had been together for 3 years, building a life I thought was unbreakable. He was charming, a dreamer with a laugh that made everyone feel at home. Caleb, older by 2 years, was the practical one, always watching out for me since Mom passed. They'd grown close, like brothers, or so I believed. But that night, their whispers planted a seed of doubt that grew into something I couldn't ignore. The next morning, I smiled over coffee, asking Ethan about his day as if nothing had changed. He kissed my forehead, his touch warm but suddenly foreign. Caleb dropped by, joking about his latest work project, but his eyes darted to Ethan's too often. I noticed things I hadn't before: the way they'd stop talking when I entered a room, the quick glances, the forced laughter. I didn't confront them. I wanted to know how deep this secret ran. Days turned into weeks. I became a shadow in my own life, observing, collecting fragments. Ethan's late nights at work grew frequent. Caleb's texts to him, glimpsed on a forgotten phone, were cryptic. "Did you take care of it?" My mind spun with possibilities: betrayal, debt, something worse. But I kept my face neutral, my voice sweet. I baked Ethan's favorite cookies, laughed at Caleb's bad jokes, all while my heart screamed for the truth. One night, I followed Ethan. He said he was meeting a client, but his car led me to a dimly lit bar on the edge of town. Caleb was there, waiting. They sat in a corner, heads bent close, papers spread between them. I couldn't hear their words, but the tension in their postures told me enough. I snapped a photo through the window, my hands trembling. Back home, I studied it. A contract, names I didn't recognize, numbers that made my stomach churn. I could have confronted them then, but something stopped me. Maybe it was the fear of losing them both, or maybe it was the thrill of being one step ahead. I started digging deeper, piecing together their secret like a puzzle. Ethan's client meetings were a cover for shady deals, real estate scams, forged documents, money siphoned from accounts I didn't know existed. Caleb, my protector, was in on it, using his accounting skills to hide the trail. They were building a fortune, and I, the trusting fiancé, was their alibi, their shield. The betrayal stung, but I didn't cry. I planned. I played the part of the oblivious partner, all while gathering evidence: screenshots, recordings, even a flash drive I swiped from Ethan's desk. I wasn't just hurt, I was furious. They thought I was too soft, too naive to notice. They were wrong. The night I unraveled it all was at Caleb's birthday dinner. I'd cooked a feast, set the table with care, and invited them both. They laughed, clinked glasses, oblivious to the storm coming. Midway through dessert, I slid a folder across the table. "What's this?" Ethan asked, his smile faltering. I leaned back, my voice calm but ice cold. "Open it." Inside were copies of their contracts, bank statements, my photos from the bar. Their faces drained of color. Caleb tried to speak, but I cut him off. "You thought I wouldn't find out? That I'd just smile and let you use me?" Ethan reached for my hand, but I pulled away. "I trusted you both," I said, my voice breaking despite my resolve. "But you chose greed over me." I didn't scream or cry. I stood, left the folder, and walked out. The next day, I sent the evidence to the authorities anonymously. I didn't stay to watch them squirm. I heard later that their scheme collapsed: arrests, lawsuits, reputations ruined. Ethan tried calling, leaving voicemails about explaining. Caleb sent a letter, begging for forgiveness. I didn't respond. I moved to a new city, started fresh. The pain lingered, but so did the strength I found in myself. I'd been their pawn, but I became their reckoning. Sometimes, I wonder if I could have saved them, if confrontation might have changed their path. But then I remember their whispers, their lies, and I know I did what I had to. Trust, once broken, doesn't mend easily. In the quiet of my new life, I've learned something vital. The truth may burn everything down, but from the ashes, you can rebuild something honest, something yours. I'm not the woman I was, blind to betrayal. I'm stronger now, shaped by the fire I let consume their lies. And I'll never play dumb again.